Hello, welcome to my channel, Oracle Intuitions. My name's Catherine, and this is your forecast for May 2020. In this reading, we're going to be looking into the current energies going into May, such as what you're allowing to come through and what energies you may be blocking, as well as how to get the most out of this month ahead. We're also going to be looking into your surrounding relationships, and we're going to be closing the reading off with messages from Spirit regarding your current journey. Just so you know, guys, I'm an intuitive reader, which means that while I do read traditional tarot, I also look into the energies that I feel are here as I'm performing my readings. I'm very honest and I'm very blunt, and I'm just going to remind you that because my readings are for the collective, not all readings will resonate with everyone. If you do enjoy this reading, however, and you'd like a more in-depth personal reading, please see the link to my website below. I've also listed all the cards used in this reading, as well as a schedule of all of the readings that I'm going to be doing on my channel. If you would like to be alerted every time I post a new reading, please click subscribe and hit the notification bell. And now let's begin. Hello Virgo, welcome to my channel. This is your May forecast for 2020. We're going to be looking into energies that you're bringing into May, things that you may be blocking. We're also going to be looking into energies that will help you throughout the month of May, and a general overview of what you may be experiencing currently, or what energies you may be experiencing throughout the month. Okay, we're going to start off with oracle cards, and then we're going to be clarifying them with the tarot cards. All right, so we're looking for energies for Virgo for the month of May. I actually feel like I need to pull this one. How teachable are you? Letting go. Self-sabotage. Rejection. And love. Okay, Virgo, here we are. Okay, so remember that not all the messages may resonate with you. Take what does resonate with you, leave the rest. What I'm getting right off the bat, some of you are going through a phase or a feeling of rejection. You may have actually been rejected by somebody, or you may be feeling like you've been rejected, maybe several times, and feeling like there is a sense of lower self-esteem in here. This is what I'm getting right off the bat. And I feel like for some of you, I'm really feeling this the last couple of months. Some of you, this may have been a longer, a time, that you've been feeling this way. But what I'm really feeling here, this is all, the first thing I keep hearing, like the message from Spirit, is it's time to let that go. It's time to let that go. I feel like, yeah, letting go. I feel like this state of mind isn't helping you. I feel like this, how teachable are you? I feel like you've heard this message. Maybe this is not the first time you've heard this message, in order to, like you've been told before, regain that self-esteem, look at things in a new perspective. Don't take every rejection as, some sort of, don't take it as like a personal rejection. You don't need to live in that space, is what I'm hearing, of rejection. But continuing to do so is, it also kind of creates that self-sabotage feeling. Okay, so it's like energy that you're bringing into something new, whether this is job, career, relationships, personal sense of self, whatever it is. This is what I'm feeling, is like you have either already come into this energy where you're understanding that this is no longer helping you, and that you're letting it go, and you're learning you're learning from this. Or for some of you Virgos, this may be an energy that is about to be coming in for you through the month of May is what I'm getting. I'm also getting this love. You can see this man looking down upon this woman. Now, you know, it whether you're male or female and you're looking at this, what I'm getting here is it feels like for those of you that aren't in a committed relationship, I feel like somebody's watching you, not in a stalking, weird, creepy way, but I feel like somebody is trying to enter your energy, okay? And this could be, you know, currently is an energetic force, okay? It feels like somebody's being pulled towards you. They want to come in, but because you're sort of in this state possibly of feeling, you know, rejected, you're scared of, like, you know, sabotaging something, or you have sabotaged things in the past, you're not really seeing it. I feel like there's this little state of you not looking at yourself maybe in a completely positive sense. And I feel like this is, for some of you, I feel like this is a temporary state of mind. I feel like some of you may have been in this mind state for a little bit longer, but it's also saying here, again, if you haven't started to let this go, you haven't started to look at this as, you know, this is something that you no longer need. I feel like you're going to be entering into that very, very shortly. I'm also feeling too, for those of you that are in a committed relationship, sometimes this is the message that I'm feeling. Sometimes you feel like you give and you give and you give, and maybe you're not receiving and you're feeling that state of rejection. Maybe this person isn't completely matching to your energy of the love or the compassion or the energy that you're giving to them. And I'm feeling that this might also be just a state of mind. Now, if that's truly happening in real life, that might be where that letting go is coming through, and it's time to, you know, maybe move away from that relationship. But in general, what I'm feeling is that, again, we go into that self-sabotage. So the reason why I'm saying that might be a state of mind, and what I'm feeling is a state of mind, is for you to take a look genuinely at the relationship that you're currently in and saying, am I expecting too much? And I mean beyond the actual, you know, human needs, wants, and necessities, okay? But is it that I'm giving too much? You know, can I give freely? Can I give unconditionally without expecting them to match my every step? Or am I feeling rejected if they don't match my every step? Is this some kind of energy that I'm bringing forward? And this might be something that you need to take a look at. I'm also getting here, again, you know, for those that are single, the Virgos that are single, sometimes we tend to give more of ourselves, you know, when we're wanting somebody to come and take that step closer. And if we're not being matched energetically or with the same compassion or the same energy, we tend to take it as sort of a rejection. So I feel like Spirit's asking you to take another look at things. Take a look at it from a different viewpoint, a different perspective. That's what I'm getting, you know, just to start off. we're going to do some clarifying tarot and seeing what is coming through in regards to these cards, okay? So we're clarifying for Virgo for the month of May. Jeez, I almost said September. Kind of feels like that, though. It kind of feels like this year is, you know, it kind of feels like we've already lived a lot of this year. But okay, this Knight of Wands keeps really wanting to come through. Okay, Knight of Wands, the Devil, that Eight of Coins energy, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Six of Coins. So yeah, remember what I talked about, sometimes giving, you know, maybe sometimes you feel like you're giving a lot of your energy towards somebody, this can sometimes mean an unequal balance, okay? You might be giving way more than, you're receiving. And it's saying here, you have to sometimes make a decision. Okay, are you going to be okay with continuing? Because you don't want to change who you are, but it might be changing the perspective. And again, it doesn't need to be completely towards love, but I do feel that, relationships might be playing a big part of this. If this is job or, some other aspect of your life, take it as it resonates. But I feel like you may have to look at the perspective of things, look at it a different perspective and go, I'm actually okay giving unconditional love. I'm okay with that. I don't need to receive that same energy exchange, but you have to do it with an open heart is what I'm getting. And even when you look at this picture, the way he's looking at her, it's almost like he's giving her a lot more energy than she's giving back at him. Okay, if we take, if we just look at the card without the word love in it, you can see the way he's looking longingly at her, but she's not really, giving him a lot. But we got to remember that our perception on looking at things, the perception of this is that she might just be looking at something in the other corner of the room. Okay, maybe she's not rejecting him, and that's I feels like that's a stance, Virgo, that you have to take on things. Take a look at things in a new perspective. Take a look at things objectively. Don't take everything in a sense of rejection, because that is leading to your own personal self-sabotage is what I'm getting. I'm also feeling here too is that devil energy is coming through. So for me, it feels like, again, going into that self-sabotage, that devil energy is kind of like, you give, you have such a big heart, you give. But at the same degree, you're also really not allowing yourself to receive. This is what I get. You're not allowing yourself to receive. And that's where that, difference in exchange of energy might be coming through. Even though this person tries to give you that same energy, they might be doing it in a different way. Okay, we all have our different type of love languages. We all have different ways of expressing ourselves. You might want to take a step back and think to yourself, okay, just because they're not doing it my way, are they still doing it in a way that is showing me that they care, that they truly do care about me? And I feel like this can pertain to both those in a committed relationship as well as those who are seeking a relationship. So both single and committed Virgos. I feel like just allow yourself to step outside your own box for a little bit. That's what I keep getting. I feel like you just need to take a step back. You need to just look at things in a different way. I'm also getting here too is, for some of you, you've already been recognizing this. Okay, I feel like over the past, month or so, maybe a little bit longer, you've actually already recognized this. You actually are learning from those lessons, and those lessons are allowing you to plant seeds for the future, to allow better a renewal of your current relationship, allowing you to appreciate your partner on a different level. This is what I'm also getting. I feel like a different appreciation for your partner coming through. And in that same exchange, same thing is that exchange of your partner having a new perspective of you, having a new appreciation of you, because you're showing yourself in a different way. This is what I keep getting. For those of you that are single, I'm feeling that reaching this moment of recognizing, I'm saying that wrong, recognizing, these elements that you have been sabotaging some of your own personal connections or your personal goals even. is allowing you that now that you've recognized them, you can really start planting seeds towards a new and positive way of thinking, a new outlook, a new way of life. I feel like you're really working towards that. And that Eight of Pentacles, card coming through, I feel like you're either going to really start working on this, or that you have already started working on this, and this is going to continue through the month of May. I feel like you're going to take that new energy, you're going to charge forward, you're going to allow this, the creativity of this idea to really develop. I'm also receiving, for some of you Virgos, that this is actually having to do with actual creativity. I feel like some of you may be embarking on a possible new future or path or career goal that has to do with something on a creative level. This is what I'm getting. I really like that, actually. I really feel strong. I feel like you're so much stronger than you were a month or so ago, Virgo. This is what I keep getting. I feel like you're gaining back your power, or gaining your power. I feel like there's a different, it's like a more grounded energy that's inside of you right now. That's what I keep getting. You have withdrawn from the world a little bit. I feel like there's parts of you that feel you may have lost opportunities in the past because some of this behavior. But it's saying here, I'm feeling like if that is the case, I don't feel like you need to beat yourself up about it. I feel like this time for this revelation was supposed to be now, and those were just lessons from the past. Okay, those people weren't supposed to be in your life anyhow if you felt like the need to withdraw from them. Okay, I am feeling like you're really going through a lot of these positive and exciting changes. You're cutting out the crap. I love this. That Page of Swords energy is coming in. He's just cutting through all the junk you no longer need, things that, you don't need to hang on to, things you don't need to continue with. Mindsets are changing. I feel like you are restructuring yourself into a new person. This is what I get. I feel like you're, it's like you're taking back your power. That's what I get. All those times that you may have given and not received, you've given, and you had that sense of, feeling that you weren't receiving the same treatment, or you weren't receiving the same recognition or achievement or whatever it is. You're taking that all back. You're not sitting there going, oh, poor me, this happened, yada, yada, yada. I'm getting like, it's like you're drawing back in your energy, you're bringing it back into yourself, and you're restructuring and rebuilding yourself and making yourself stronger. It's like you're placing all of that energy back inside of you and becoming so much stronger. So it's almost like, I want to almost use the word invincible. Like you're no longer going to go through that state of self-sabotage. This is what I'm getting. And for those of you about to enter into this state, I want to say, allow it to happen. Don't hold yourself back. Don't get caught into that, devil energy, that, that energy where you're just going around in circles, or that energy that, you feel like, this is dragging you down. I feel like this is going to be, or has been, a very teachable and learning moment for all of you. I love this energy, Virgo. I really do. We're going to look into your current relationships, things that are coming in, things that you may need to let go of, things that are blocking, just basically general messages in regards to your relationships. I'm just moving the cards over there. Just give me 1 second. So we're going to start off with the Romance Angel cards. Remember that all the cards that I'm using are down in the description box below. And we're looking into relationships for Virgo for May 2020. I want to pull this one. Flirt, yeah. You know, Virgos, you can be so serious. You know, you can, when you get into your mindsets, you can be so serious. You know, you have such a good sense of humor, though, and that's the cool thing about you. But I feel like sometimes you hold it back. Okay, divine timing, yeah, for sure. Separation. Okay, so for some of you, you may actually have gone or are going through a separation, or you may feel that you need to separate, or you feel that it's time to disconnect from that. Oh, release from your ex. So, okay, I'm getting 2 messages here coming through. So I'm going to start with those that are already in a committed relationship. I feel like if you have been going through some struggles within your partnership, I feel like these messages are going to be really, you know, straightforward for you. I feel that because of that energy of giving, maybe not receiving, I feel like it's time for you to take a step back and really take a look into your, you know, your personal needs, your personal wants. Can you live with this person who's maybe perhaps not putting in the exact same amount of time or energy that you are into a relationship? And in that same degree, I feel like you need to look at it objectively. Okay? Is it you being that you just want the same energy, or is this person... And is that just not part of who they are? Because, you know, that can happen. And that's where we have to really take a step and go, you know, am I okay with living like that? Am I okay with giving more towards this relationship? I'm also getting here that for some of you, you know, you have taken a step back. You may have already separated from your partner. You may be craving that separation in order to take a look into yourself. I feel also for some of you, you know, in regards to the giving and receiving, is it really that they're not giving as much as you are, or are they holding back on purpose? Okay. And that could be that devil energy that was coming through. This person might be purposely holding back their energy. And if that's the case, you don't need them. Anyway, get rid of them. You know, maybe that's where that separation is coming through. I do feel it would be worth talking to them about it, you know, and explaining your side. And that may be where, you know, you really need to work on that self-sabotage. Like, are you just sabotaging the relationship because you're not willing to come through with the communication? Are you not willing to sit down with them? Or are you just sort of getting more and more and more upset when you feel like they're holding back? And that might be something else that you need to take a look at. For those of you that are single, I feel like if there had been some rejection from an ex or a past partner, and you're in a state of separation, I feel like it is time to, you know, try to move forward. I feel some of you still giving energy, an unequal energy exchange towards that person. Okay. And I am feeling, you know, it might be time that self-sabotage again coming through. Take a look truly at whether or not that relationship made you happy, or were you hanging on to it, or are you hanging on to it because it was something that made you feel perhaps in some way safe or maybe secure. Maybe there was, you know, a bit of like low self-esteem in regards to it. But I feel like it's safe now for you to let it go. It's okay to do so. And I feel that for some of you, you've already dug into that energy, and that's where you've decided you're releasing that ex, you're letting it go, you're taking that step back, you are done. I feel that for some of you, that energy might be coming up through the month of May. Okay, and it's something to be aware of. Allow it to release, because it is going to move you forward. Now, another thing that I'm also getting is that through that process, okay, and again, you know, we get that flirt card, extend your lighthearted energy to others, and worth waiting for. You know, here's the thing, Virgo, if you're hanging on to things that are no longer serving you, something new can't come in, right? And, you know, we'll think, okay, well, I let him go yesterday, so where's the new guy? Where's the new girl? You know, I got rid of them out of my head yesterday. Where's the new one? It's basically like, you know, the universe isn't going to bring them in until you're really ready for it. Okay, when you've really gone through that that energy exchange. They might bring in somebody new, don't get me wrong, but they might, you know, it might not be the person that's going to ultimately make you really happy, right? Because you're still going to be locked in that energy of self-sabotage. And when we're in that energy of self-sabotage, we can't receive something that is going to be that energy of love, that true energy of love, because I feel that true energy of love wanting to come through as well. But there's old things that you need to release. Okay, this is what I'm getting. And again, for those of you in that committed relationship, if you are going through a separation, I feel that there are things that you also need to release. There's things that you need to look at in regards to, you know, your current situation. And I feel too, I do feel there's a lot of love, you know, in there, but is it making you truly happy? You know, and again, you're going to have to look at that energy energy exchange and go, is this person purposely just holding back, or is it that they're unable or incapable of giving that same type of energy and love that I have? I mean, we all express ourselves differently, right? And we can't expect another person to, we can only expect them to give the best that they can give. But sometimes their best isn't, you know, always going to match yours either. So you have to make that decision for yourself as to whether or not it's something that you can live with. Is it something that you're okay with? Or is it something that you need and want more of, and you're just going to let it go? So let's take a look at what the tarot has to say. So I feel letting go of a lot of cycles, going into that self, yep. Oh, I love this. Okay, so this is what it's saying for you, Virgo. All right. So here's the thing. Again, going into that state of contemplation, looking into yourself, allowing yourself to recognize your own things that you do to possibly sabotage, you know, yourself or relationships. And don't think that I'm you know, I'm not picking on you, Virgo. Okay, I want you guys to know that what I am doing is these are a possible state of mind that you might be going into from April into May, or things that you might be going through the month of May. Okay, so you know, I don't want you to take it like, oh, you're just doing this. These are equal exchanges of energy, and sometimes, you know, it could be somebody else who is self-sabotaging themselves as well. But at the same time, I'm really feeling like this is for you. It's time for you to go in and release yourself from this Eight of Swords energy. So when someone's in this Eight of Swords energy, if you look at her, there's really nothing actually binding her. She's not, you know, technically she's not really stuck to that. You know, these swords are floating around her. They're not holding her down. All she has to do is really move them aside, rip off that blindfold, and off she goes. So it's a state of mind. It's a feeling of feeling like you're trapped, but you're not really trapped, okay? But in order to release those feelings, that thought process, you've got to go into some self-contemplation. You got to go into that hangman, go into a still safe state of mind. Allow yourself to really look at, energies that you're bringing, energies other people are bringing. Allow yourself to release, and you don't need to make any judgments. I don't feel like there's any judgments. The hangman doesn't make judgments. He just literally contemplates and takes a different perspective. He takes a look. There's a lot of deep self-reflection that he does. And I'm feeling that release of old cycles. Okay, so when we talk about that self-sabotage, even that devil energy, those are cycles that we tend to bring onto ourselves. Now, here's the other thing, Virgo, is I feel like this isn't always like in your... this isn't a constant for you, okay? I feel like it's just been, especially like maybe this last few months, maybe even possibly last couple of years, where you felt like this, I'm just giving so much and I'm not seeing results from people, or I'm not seeing results from, this job or career or whatever the heck it is. I'm feeling like this is a fairly newer energy that you're experiencing, and it's time to let it go, okay? I feel like it came in for a reason. It came in to teach you something, but it also allowed you, it's also giving you the opportunity and allowing you to say enough with this. Enough with this state of mind, this state of behavior. I feel like that King of Cups energy is really coming through. There is, this is mastering your own emotional state, okay? This is somebody who knows what he wants. This is somebody who sees, I guess I really want to say the prize at the end of the road. Like this is somebody who knows he's mastered his emotions. He's working on those. I feel like this is where you are with that Magician coming in. You're working on mastering your emotions, both the negative, and those ones that, keep you locked in that state of self-sabotage. This is what I'm feeling for you, Virgo. And I feel like there is something coming your way, like there's something new coming your way, but there does have to be that sense of patience. You do have to release some of this old first in order for it to come through. And I feel like, that lighthearted energy towards others. Have fun, find your sense of self again. You're playful, you're fun, you like to, you enjoy yourself, you're funny. You've got such a good, sense of personality, a really good, strong sense of like, I feel some of you are kind of funny, sarcastic too. But what I'm really getting here is that, show yourself, allow yourself to be you. And again, for those that are possibly in a state of separation, or you're thinking about separation, I feel for you that you really need to go into this energy also. You really need to look into, is there something in here that, have I been giving too much? Have I not received enough? Have I, been holding back? Am I sabotaging this relationship? I do feel that if you want this relationship to be renewed, it is worth it. Like it does say here, that divine timing, it is worth waiting for, but you do have to have that patience. And I feel that take the time with this patience to really look into, areas that you may have contributed, areas that they have contributed, but try to take a different perspective. Try to take a different viewpoint on the energies of that relationship, okay? And for those of you that are holding on to old energy from like an ex or things like that, it's funny because some people will say, you know, is my ex coming back, or is there going to be somebody else? And, you know, here's the thing. If you're still hanging on to the energy of your ex, let it go. Because if you're hanging on to the energy of your ex, but you're wondering if somebody new is coming in, that new person can't come in if you're still hanging on to the energy of your ex. So make a decision. Are you letting go, or are you moving forward? Okay. And I know that's kind of blunt, and maybe that's not what everybody wants to hear, but it's being really honest. You're not going to bring in somebody new when you're hanging on to the energy of somebody old. Plain and simple. You have to let go of that energy. And so if you want that new relationship to show up, you have to take those steps toward it. And if you're not taking those steps toward it, then you are creating that self-sabotage behavior. Okay, so that's a message that I heard coming through, and I feel like that was for some of you very specifically. Again, it doesn't mean it resonates with all of you, but I feel like the ones that it triggered, it was meant for. Okay, so that's just me being really honest with that. So we're going to look into messages from Spirit for the month of May. All right, we're going to see what Spirit wants you to know, what will help you, what will be some guidance. So messages for Virgo for the month of May from Spirit. I feel like this one right here. She-wolf. Unleash the wild within. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Embrace the energy of peace. Trust and thrive. So here's the thing, Virgo. I feel like all of these energies, all of these things, all of these lessons, you know, even asking how teachable were you, these are things that you really needed. You know, you're going through all this. It's time for you to unleash. Again, you know, get rid of that self-sabotaging energy. Allow yourself to be who you are supposed to be. She-wolf. You know, it's really funny because this actually, for some reason, reminds me of the Virgo energy, even though it's a wolf. Okay, but I'm looking at this and it just reminds me, for me, it's just giving off this energy of like a Virgo type of energy. I really love it, but I feel like you're hiding yourself. You're not, you know, you're not allowing yourself to be who you need to be. It's time to, you know, throw off that mask. Go do it. Embrace the energy of peace. I feel like sometimes in your head you get so locked up in your mental state, your emotional state. I feel sometimes it's a whirlwind, and in order to move forward, I do feel that you need to bring in more peace. Okay, allow yourself to just go into that hangman stage and allow yourself to contemplate things on a different level. Allow yourself to contemplate things, you know, by taking a step backwards, releasing that old energy. Trust and thrive is in here with that stag, and what I really feel with that is it's okay to trust yourself. It's okay to trust these messages that are coming in for you. It's actually really funny because we talked about, you know, me feeling like this new relationship coming in, or this new energy. It might even be maybe a job or career that you actually love, but I feel like something new on an emotional state is coming through. But this talks about brilliant new ideas and inspiration, seeing the truth of a situation, a challenging beginning. So here's the thing, Virgo. It's only going to be challenging if you allow it to be challenging. If you stay in a state of mind that is making it challenging, then it's going to be challenging. But this is bringing in, allowing yourself to see truth behind things. So whether or not this is a relationship, whether or not this is a, you know, again, a career, or, you know, a new path that you're thinking about taking, or even an old path, it's allowing you to take that hangman state of mind, go into self-reflection, allow yourself to see, but embrace the energy of the peace that's in there. The Seven of Water is coming through, and it talks about a complex decision, the need to do research, stop procrastinating. So I feel like with some of you, you do procrastinate about inner healing. Okay, I feel like some of you are like distracting yourselves, with different things. It's like, oh, this is, this is shiny and this is pretty and maybe I should do this and maybe I should do that. Maybe, but instead of stopping and actually going, I'm going to delve into this. What is creating this particular state of mind for me? What is it that I need to see? What is it that I need to bring to the surface in order to release? I'm just going to go and I'm going to go do this instead. So I feel like for some of you that is happening. I feel like some of you have stopped procrastinating and you're ready to move forward and you're ready. You've done this exploration. I feel like this is the general energy for May for Virgos, but whether or not you're coming into it or whether you've already recognized it and you're starting to leave it into the past. Okay, and I feel like that's the only difference in that. Some of you are coming into it, some of you already have come into it. Some of you are recognizing this inner strength of yourself, some of you are about to recognize it. That's what I keep getting. I'm also getting here again talking about new relationships. It does say falling in love, wedding proposals, the need to balance your emotions, an invitation to a social event. Well, I feel for this, I feel like there's a new energy coming through on the emotional sense. Now, this could definitely be a new relationship. It could be just a sense of renewal within an old relationship. I feel like this also could be a sense of renewal within yourself, looking at yourself in a whole new way and really, really loving who it is that you're seeing. And this is, I feel like these upcoming energies are going to be very pertinent for the month of May for you Virgos. I really do. I feel like you need to go with the flow, and you feel like you really need to trust in yourself. Trust in your higher self, trust in God, the universe, your guides. Like, just put trust and allow this process to really flow and embrace that energy of peace as you're going through this process. I truly hope this has helped, Virgo. Please comment below if you felt that this resonated with you. Please also let me know if there's any readings that you would like to see in the future for the mass consciousness. I do provide personal readings, but you can find that on my website in my store. But for my channel, I am if there's a reading that you would like to see that maybe, again, for the mass consciousness, I do have a schedule of my readings below in the description box as well. But if there's something else that you'd perhaps like to see, I am more than willing to do a collective reading for that. So thank you so much for watching, and take care.